Righto, so we've had the van weighed. We know we're good, don't we? We're sitting good with our weights, so it's time to rip into this reno. First things first, pull out the upholstery, so the lounge, the mattresses, and all those sort of bulkheads. Your job will be to figure out how you want that covered, what colour, what material, and organise an upholsterer. And then I'm going to start tearing off all the cupboard doors and start prepping everything. Or cupboard doors, blinds, everything ready for paint. So we're going to paint this whole interior.
Like a mini house.
Yep. I hate painting too. I actually don't mind it on caravans. This actually isn't our first caravan reno.
No.
Our very first van that your mum bought. It was an 87 Viscount. She was an old girl.
She was.
Very brown as well.
That was me, in fact.
Yeah, true. But we did a little mini reno on that thing. And that thing turned out all right. We'll chuck some photos in of it.
Yeah.
But I thoroughly enjoyed doing that.
I really like renovating caravans. Like, I'm pretty excited about it.
Well, when you finish it, you look at it and you go, I did that.
Yeah.
Some of that. But so
I'll just look at the painting and go, I did that.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this all ready for paint. Erin's picking the colours. She's already shown me some. I'm not sold.
He's very, very doubtful.
But in saying that, I don't have a choice.
And I've never let him astray before.
No, you did the same thing with the other van, and it turned out
every
good.
time I pick colours or tiles or anything, he's like,
Yeah.
And then we do it, and he's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
See where you were going.
So as much as I don't agree with the colours she's picked already, I'm just going to go with it. Happy wife, happy life, eh? So we'll get stuck into that. Got to pull this three-way fridge out because we have a new one sitting in the garage ready. That's a compressor fridge.
That won't fit in that space.
No,
either,
so I have to rebuild that because it's a bigger fridge. But the bummer is that fridge doesn't fit out the door. So I've got to either take a window out or take the door out if it's wide enough when the door's out. But we'll get it out somehow. Or in pieces.
I don't want to be here for that.
Well, you're going to have to. It's like 50 kilos. Anyway, we'll start tearing this apart and show you as we go along. That's one of the problems with renoing older vans. A lot of Sika and silicone holding stuff on. So obviously that cushiony headboard was made, heap of Sika and just a few little screws because you're just screwing into very, very thin ply and just won't hold it unless you put some silicone or Sika on. So yeah, that's destroyed, but that's all right. It's only a tiny little bit of ply. We'll recover it, get another bit, recover it. Probably sticker it back on. Alright, so you can see we've been at it for a little bit now. We've pretty much gutted most stuff out of the interior of the van, ready to either paint, get rid of, or replace. Now, as I took out this bed here, because I wanted to take that out to make it easier to paint, I've found a bit of water damage, and this is all part of buying an older van. Sometimes you don't get to really check everything, or water damage, especially in a timber van like this, timber frame, can be a little bit hidden. But Erin hasn't seen this, so I'll show her what's going on. So what we got here is I took the bed out and I could feel a little bit of a spongy floor there. But under the van, when I checked it for buying it, everything was solid. All the floor was good. So I wasn't really sure what was happening. But have a look at this.
Oh my goodness.
Now, yeah, it looks real bad. But what it is the hottie, well, that's a new hottie. So the hot water system that's in this van is only about a year old or so, and I think the reason they replaced it is the old one, they haven't replaced the anode enough, and it's the steel tanks let go, and it's just slowly leaked underneath the hot water system there. So, but the good thing is it looks really terrible, but this here on top is like a 3mm ply, and underneath that is a 12 or so mil flooring, and the flooring's absolutely fine. Like, and when you jump underneath, it's solid as.
That's where that damp smell. You know how I said I could smell a damp smell every time we came in?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
What I'm going to do now is replace that floor section. The bottom bit of ply is good, underneath is solid, like I said, and we'll replace that, we'll reseal it back up. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to build a tunnel boot there. And that tunnel boot is going to go through the back here, and I'll put an access door in that corner. So that will be what we'll use to reline the floor. And then we've got a place to store things like the anti-flap kit and stuff like that, because that's the back of the bed. It's so far back you don't really get to it too easily. So I'll do that. It's back of this cupboard too far back to really shove stuff in. And that'll give us extra storage and fix our problem. But hey, that's part of buying an older van.
Thank God I've got you who knows how to fix it.
That's it too, guys. Like, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I used to build caravans.
Just has to make sure he tells everyone.
It's a bit of a running joke between a few people. I do mention it quite a bit.
Because he used to build caravans?
I used to build caravans.
Yeah.
Used to work for Kedron Caravans, some of the best in the industry. And their standards were really high for building the vans. So,
didn't appreciate it at the time, but he loves that job now.
Isn't that funny? Like, back, I was 21 when I started there. Did not care one bit about caravans. It was just a job. Now I'm like, that would be awesome, building caravans all the time. But we've got another bit of water damage up the front. We'll go suss out. Now, we knew that this one was here already. And we could see it. So I've taken the door out, but we knew it had a bit of water damage. I've already pulled that off. Now, the previous owner claims that it's from water running out of the shower door, right? That's what he told us, eh? What I've done is I've pulled off the door, and you can see here that this is, well, it's a one-piece shower, which is awesome. I absolutely love it. So there's no silicone in it, but it's like a 12mm ply that they've fiberglassed or done some kind of epoxy coating on. So I believe he is correct, because what it's done is it's leaked out of the corners of the doors as the water has sort of come off the shower and just ran down the door, and it's just sort of soaked into it. Now, I did take a moisture meter along with me when I looked at the van, and I did check it, and it was very low reading. So it's not like a leak in a pipe or something, and it's not constantly wet. I'll give you this, Sarah, and I'll just have a little poke around. Yeah, so that's all it is. So it's all good up here, and then just as soon as you get underneath the door, that's where the damage is. So that's okay. So I can cut out this section, and I'll just replace this bottom section, or I might even get, because what it is it's got the 12mm ply, and then it's got the 3mm veneer ply on it. That's got this timber look to it, but we're painting everything anyway, so I might cut it back, replace this bottom section, and then put like another millimeter veneer on it that's more of a bathroom style one, and then I'll seal it all up. The problem was the door was either not sealed well enough, or just the design of the door was letting the water out. So I've actually got an idea to stop that anyway. So that's not too bad. I'll be able to fix that up, no problems at all. But yeah, just another thing. Pays to take time with an older van and really check everything out. Alright, so today I'm going to do probably the most important part of this renovation, and that is resealing the roof of the caravan. Now, I haven't been up there yet. When we looked at the caravan, it was all too high and I didn't have a ladder with me. But there's not a whole lot on this roof. There's no solar at the moment. So we'll jump up there, have a look at what we're working with, and then we'll get stuck into reselling it. I tell you what, it actually looks pretty damn good. Older style caravan, so it's not a one-piece roof. It's got these sort of 1200mm sections of sheeting where they're joined. You can see the sticker join there. So that's the most important part. I want to make sure that these aren't going to leak. Now, the reason I need to get this done today is in a few days' time, the van is going in for the battery system, and pretty much this whole section, the whole roof, is going to get scattered with solar. So if I don't seal it now, there's a good chance that if there is a leak, I'm not going to get to it later without ripping solar panels off. So I'm going to spend the time now, seal the whole thing up. Ideally, you'd want to do it undercover and not out on a hot day like today, but I don't have anywhere to park the van that is undercover, so it is what it is. Just have to work a bit quicker with this silicone so it doesn't go off too quickly. But like I said, it's looking pretty good. Like, it's really got a pretty decent seal job on it. You can see some waviness on the roof, but that's just how they were back in this era. A lot of the roofs, some were better than others. This one's a bit wavier, but hey, should be right. So I'm gonna pull off the antenna. Reason being is, look, we don't watch that much telly, and when we do, we've got Starlink, so we can pretty much stream everything now. So that is very precious roof real estate that we can get another solar panel. So I'd rather prioritize solar over having an antenna. And if we do decide to go another antenna, I can go for one of those omnidirectional ones. They're just a single unit about the size of a dinner plate, and that can just sit in a little corner somewhere. But for now, that's getting deleted, and I'll seal that up. Right, so that's our antenna winding handle there. Gonna rip that off, take the antenna off the roof, and then I'll just figure out a way to neatly cover that up just so you don't really notice it anymore. There'll always be a hole in there, so I've got to seal that up properly. Well, that wasn't on very well. I barely even turned that, it popped off. I don't know why, but they've used flatheads on this. It's going to take me so much longer to get this off now. I swear we used to just throw these away and put Phillips in. But anyway, on we go. I tell you what, it is damn hot up on that roof, sweating bullets. I've been up there, I've cleaned all the silicone down and took the antenna off. There's a few more holes than I would have liked, so I've gone down and bought a bit of 1/2mm aluminium, cut that to size. That's not white, but it doesn't matter because there's a solar panel going straight over it, so as long as I've sealed up those holes properly, I'm not too worried. So I'll sticker all under that and then seal all around the edges. Now, after I cleaned everything up there with a bit of terps, I've also got up there with some isopropyl alcohol. That's just to really take any oils or anything like that off it, so that the sealant has a good chance of sticking everywhere. Now, the sealant I've gone for is the Bostik V4. Did a bit of research, and pretty much most people are saying that's the best stuff. The reason this stuff is good is it can work with other sealants, so you don't have to fully cut out the silicone or whatever's already there. This can go straight over the top of it as long as it's clean, so it can adhere to it properly. So I've already cleaned it, and I'll just do a nice thick layer over it with this stuff. Yeah, so we'll seal up that antenna first, and then I'll go through all the joins, seal all those. Righto, here's the finished product of the roof, guys. I grossly underestimated how much silicone I would need. So I had 5 tubes and I only got the horizontal joints done. But that's all I really needed to do for now because that's where the panels will be. These edges along here, I can do that later on from a ladder. Won't be an issue, but I will seal everything. And I'm even gonna take off the molding within the J-track and seal up all the screw holes. Now you will notice that I did like a swirling technique when doing my sealant. Some people will disagree with that, but it's the way I've always done it and I've never had a leak, so I'm gonna keep doing it that way. It's just not as pretty as smoothing it out, but I'm not very good at doing the smoothing off method. It ends up looking horrible anyway. But yeah, everything's all sealed up. Going in to get the battery system installed tomorrow. So next time you see this roof, it'll be littered with solar panels. Cannot wait. So we're up to the part that I've been absolutely dreading. We've got to get this fridge out. Now, like I said, the doorway is not wide enough. I thought I was going to take it out that window there, but after I pulled the trims off the door, I've realised that edge to edge, once the door is out, should just squeeze it through. So I'm going to rip this door out, I'll grab Aaron, we'll try to get this fridge out. We're losing daylight, I'm running out of time. Let's just get it done. You ready?
No. Do I have a choice?
No. This out here doesn't fit. You've got to make it
Yay!
fit. Let's give it a go. Yes. That wasn't so hard. Good work, team.
Lucky I've been doing them squats.
Put that bombs away song in. Squats. I'm going to show you now what could be the downside of buying an older caravan, especially a timber frame. So I showed you all the other day that I found a bit of water damage down the back, and what we've done is I've taken everything out, pulled the bed out, you can see that behind me there. So I can have full access to that, and I've cut the lino up, and I've discovered that it was a lot worse than I thought. Have a look at this. So it was so bad that I've fully cut the floor up, and I've just removed it because basically I got too near the hot water system and I was just putting my fingers straight through the floor. Now I'll go into why I think pretty much all manufacturers should be making caravans out of composite materials now. Because of this, there is a strong argument that as long as you got your caravan sealed up, you will not have a problem with timber rot because it won't get moisture in there. The problem is you never know when it's getting moisture in. It can look like it's all sealed. You can have the tiniest little hole and that can just be slowly dripping in water. And once it starts timber rot, it is hard to stop it. Luckily in our situation, it was just the floor and it was because of the hot water system. You can see here, I've taken off some of the ply so I can inspect all this. Now there's a tiny bit of moisture got in there, but really it is relatively good. So I'm very happy with that. The back wall's fine. I cut that up too because I'm going to build a tunnel boot in through here. I'm going to put the access hatch out the side there at the back of the caravan. Now I was hoping originally to get away with not pulling the hot water system out, but as you can see, that has been removed. Because yeah, like I said, poking my fingers through the floor, it was no good. But the floor did join here, and everything this way of it is absolutely fine. So that's good. That means all I have to do is replace this 500mm rear section, and you can see I've already torn it up. I've got a flappy disc there. I'm going to get all the rest of this timber up. You can see what it was like. Like, that's what I was dealing with. It was so rotten, and it's purely because of the hot water system. It's obviously, I dare say, the old hot water system didn't have the anode replaced. It's rusted through the tank, and the tank has just slowly leaked, unbeknown to the previous owner, and it's just slowly filled this whole back section with moisture. Anyway, we've got this sorted now. We're gonna get that floor down, and then I'll move on to sorting out this fridge cutout. So we have to change the sizing of the fridge cutout for our Dometic fridge that's going in there. And then after that, we've got heaps to do, but have a look at it. It's looking a little bit different. I'm careful as I walk backwards, I don't fall out the giant hole. But things are coming along. Everything's been torn off, bench tops are off. It's ready to be all sanded back once I finish this bit of carpentry work or joinery, and we'll get stuck into painting it.